Sherry's English class is held in room 204, which lies midway down this hall on the left side. Ian pauses outside the room. The view through the glass shows Mr. Buckle writing something on the whiteboard at the front. Dropping to his knees, Ian unzips the bag and checks that the AR-15 is ready to go. The thrill he's been waiting for crashes down upon him, causing his shaking arms to tremble even more. Another 3 seconds tick by while Ian quiets his mind. He can't go into this next phase panicked. He needs to be cool, calm, and collected. Lifting the gun out, Ian cradles the weapon, stands, and gently kicks the bag to his left, so it will be easily accessible as he moves on. He's forced to lift the gun up with one hand so he can swing the door open, but it's back in a two-handed grip before the door finishes, granting him access to the room filled with freshmen. Striding in, Ian scans the room, searching for his primary target. The room abruptly goes silent. Most eyes swivel in his direction. He feels the heat and intensity of their attention and despises them. The expressions of strangers get locked in a state of confusion, but he doesn't care about them. Each passing second is its own tension-filled eternity. Finally, he spots Little Miss Perfect and her sidekick sitting directly in the center of everything. Sherry's head pops up, and their eyes lock. Surprise, recognition, and confusion pass over her face in rapid succession. Lifting the gun to his shoulder, Ian peers through the scope. His sister's white shirt fills the view. As only about 10 feet separates him from the target-rich zone, the scope is more of a hindrance than a help. He lifts his head clear and moves his finger to the trigger. The weapon comes alive in his hands, spitting out bullets as fast as he can pull the trigger. The first round sailed towards his primary target. A pencil holder in front of her explodes, along with that ridiculous action figure she carries around. He waits only long enough to see the first few bullets strike her before sweeping the weapon right toward her sidekick. The students in the row in front of the pair scream with fright and pain as the AR-15 rounds strike flesh and bone. The steady chatter of the weapon churns in Ian's ear, deafening him to the wave of screams rising from the students. Most freeze in their seats. Some fall out of their chairs and cower. Others are flung out of their seats and slump to the floor. Movement to Ian's right catches his attention as the AR-15 clicks harmlessly. Ian reaches for another magazine before remembering that he forgot to take them out of the bag. Mr. Buckle is almost upon Ian, charging like a bull. Leaping backwards, Ian instinctively whips the rifle up under the man's chin. He didn't have a great starting angle, but the metal barrel still connects with the man's chin, forcing him to stumble backward. Holding the rifle in his left hand, Ian pulls a handgun from the hiding place at his waist and shoots the English teacher from point-blank range. The man collapses. Ian looks to the remaining students. Each face wears an expression of pure terror. Everybody who can move is pressed into the corners as far from him as possible. Several bodies litter the floor. Thinking quickly, Ian fires several times into both corners before turning and sprinting for the lacrosse bag he left by the door. How could you be so stupid? The question stems from his frustration over forgetting to carry several magazines with him. He lands hard on his knees beside the bag, ejects the spent magazine, reaches for a fresh one, and slams it home. Quickly, he shoves the rest into the front pouch of his sweatshirt. It creates an awkward bump, making it look like he suddenly sprang a beer belly. But he can't worry about the fashion statement. Where do I go next? A gasp to his right makes up his mind for him. Leaping up, Ian turns the gun on the woman staring at him open-mouthed. The first 3 shots barely miss her head as she ducks into the classroom. In her haste, she hip-checks the door jamb on the way in, dislodging the magnet. Before Ian can reach the door, the woman slams it shut. He races over and glares in through the glass. Their eyes meet, and their faces are mere inches apart, separated by a thin pane of glass. Ian jiggles the door handle even though he knows it's useless. The teacher backpedals as fast as she can.